Hello again, and welcome to Chef on a Boat. Today we'll be making cannelés, which is a traditional French pastry from the Bordeaux region. It is just absolutely wonderful. It has a lot of flavor from the vanilla and from the rum, but also a beautiful texture between the crust on the outside and a custard-like interior. So let's go ahead and head downstairs and get started. The cannelé recipe is actually very similar to a crepes recipe, but with some very flavorful components. I'm going to start by warming up the milk here. To that, I'm going to add the vanilla bean here, so let me just split it and scrape out the seeds and add it to the milk. Okay, a little butter. And now I'm going to bring this to a light simmer. All right, I'll let this cool down while I get the dry ingredients ready. I find it really helps when I sift my flour and sugar. That way I don't really have to worry about any clumps in the batter. Let's give this a quick mix here. And now I'm going to finish prepping my wet ingredients, starting with 2 large eggs and 2 egg yolks. I'm ready to temper the eggs now, so let me take out these vanilla beans and reserve them for later. It's important to slowly add the warm milk to the eggs when you're tempering them, otherwise you'll end up with cooked eggs. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to bring all my ingredients together. Give this a good mix. And finally the rum. I like to use a dark spiced rum as it gives a lot more flavor. And now the final step here. I'm going to strain the batter to remove any clumps. I'm actually going to do this twice because it really ensures a smooth batter. All good. Now I'm going to store this in the fridge for a few days to let the flavors develop. But before I do that, I'm going to add the reserved vanilla beans back. Alright, it's baking day and I'm really excited here. This is going to be so good. The beeswax along with the butter help to create that deep mahogany crust that is so iconic with cannelés. This looks good. Now I'm going to briefly warm the molds before I coat them with the beeswax butter mixture. It's important that the molds are hot enough so that when you pour in and then pour out the beeswax mixture, it only leaves a thin coating. Let me make sure all the sides are coated here. Yeah, that looks good. So let me just pour this into the next mold and continue on. And that's it. Okay, let's start filling our molds with the batter. I'm only going to fill them up about a ½ inch from the top. Any more and they could rise up out of the mold and not come back down. I have some hot spots in my oven, so I just need to quickly turn these around. Oh, these smell so good. And the color looks great here. So let's go ahead and unmold these and see how they look. A quick tap on the rack if they're stuck. And that actually looks good. Let's get the rest of them on the rack. Ah, look at that color. These are going to have a great crunch on the outside. And this is how you make a classic cannelé with a wonderful crunchy exterior and a custard-like interior. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Until next time, bon appetit.